going on, everybody? What's up,
What up,
my
what up,
guy?
what up, what up, what up, bro?
Coolin', what's happening with you?
Man, just getting it all together. It's popping.
Chilling, man. Just got back from the gym a minute ago.
Oh man, I already know. You was training somebody or you just fucking around?
Yeah, I've been in Houston for about 9 weeks now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got about 8 or 9 guys that I've been working out since the whole NBA got shut down. So just trying to keep people right until we figure out what's gonna happen.
Okay. That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was telling on here like at one time, bro, my shot was crazy. You
yeah,
had me
yeah,
right.
yeah. Now we was getting it in, man.
Yeah,
Nah, I think not too many people probably know you got hoop game.
I know, right? People be surprised when they
When's
see
the
the
last time you
ball.
was in the gym?
Um, I think I played ball like not too long ago, maybe a month or so ago.
Okay,
Well, no,
okay,
before, but no, not a month ago. Right before the pandemic started.
okay. In Miami?
Yeah, yeah. A friend of mine, my neighbor, he got an NBA regulation court inside his house, so we
Oh,
play
okay,
over there. Yeah,
okay.
it's fire,
Uh,
fire, fire.
nah, man, I
The floors and everything. The floors and everything, perfect.
guys, man, they think NBA guys, because they got all this money, everybody been in the gym the whole time, man. Most of these dudes ain't really been, getting in like that.
You really?
Nah, man. I know a
That's
lot of guys
surprising.
that ain't been on the court the last game.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So you gotta shoot around or something. You gotta stay in shape.
I know, but ain't been nothing open. Like some of these dudes, that live in like New York or, some of these crazy places where, it was really wild. They ain't been able to do nothing.
My man Sir said he willing to shoot 1,000 a shot against you.
Who?
My man Cersei.
Nah, he don't want that action. He don't want that action. Because when it's bread on the line,
Oh, it's really.
it, it gets serious. It
Oh,
gets serious.
they don't
But
know.
nah, they don't. They really don't know. Like the song say, they do not know. They do not know. They do not
Man.
know. I appreciate you jumping on here with your boy, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I know we be having some good hoop talk, man.
I always call you for the.
I was just about to text you too. I just got that box too. I was just about to text you, man. That was love. I appreciate it, my guy.
I always call you for the insight and how I feel about stuff. You be setting me straight. A few times I called
Right,
you with opinions about certain players and who was wrong. You was like, I don't know, man, you gotta look at it from this way. And I was like, oh damn, that make a lot of sense. You know what I
right.
mean? Because as fans, even with music and everything, like we have an opinion based upon being on the outside and our perspective, and sometimes you got to take into consideration. Because I overhear people saying things about artists that's
Mhm.
like totally don't make no sense,
Right.
and I'll be like, bro, if you only knew the truth, I'll read comments, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, these people have no clue. They really believe things about their favorite artists or about, like it's just some of the things that so uncanny just don't even make sense.
Yeah, and I know for myself, like I be feeling, I feel like I know music, I love music, and if it wasn't for hoop, I probably try to be working in the music industry in some
Mm-hmm.
capacity. I'd
Mm-hmm.
be thinking I know stuff, but at the same time, there's so many politics, that go into music, just like basketball,
Yeah,
timing and
but
situation, everything.
the same way that the game is ever changing, you know, industry is changing. So nobody knows everything. Like nobody
Right.
knows everything there is to know about the music business, even if you in it actively, because the
Hmm.
shifting is changing. The best you can do is understand the song. And when you can
Hmm.
understand the actual song and the music part of it, that's the key. The business of it is gonna, you can have it all in a nutshell, but now you're trying to figure out streaming dollars and how this works and owning master share and what's publishing worth now and touring, how's that's gonna work out. Now with the pandemic, it's like how do you function? How you gonna be able to
Hmm.
monetize your performance? If you have a new artist and you're trying to break them, how do you break them in certain markets when you can't really travel freely? What's the restrictions? So it's like even with the game, you're trying to figure out when it's gonna open. Is it safe to practice? All these things afterwards. How are they going to structure the league? If it goes deeper into the summer, are they going to have to push next season back? It's so
Right.
many different things that come into play,
Right. Right. And then with that, man, you got a lot of artists that we're going to be touring in those cities where NBA teams play. So then those concerts might have been scheduled around what might
Yeah.
be games if they do schedule something. So everything's going to be on hold for a while. I saw you posted, what was that, yesterday? You posted about your artist that, she was just about to pop and get stuff rolling, and then everything kind of had to be put on pause for a while.
Yeah, man. And she handled like a G. Like, I'm really impressed by how her name is Mia Ariana, by the way. And she, like, the way she's reacting to everything is very surprising for me, because to be a 21-year-old, real 21, not
Yeah.
industry 21, a real 21-year-old girl who, is anxious, who is excited, for her to be like, I'm ready. Whenever we ready, I'm ready. I'm working. I'm in the gym. I'm doing my part. She started a company with her sister, and she just like, cause in the beginning stages, artists believe, you get an advance. You get an advance when
Hmm.
you get signed, and you don't get your back end of your advance until your album is complete. So
Hmm.
even after your first EP, you still don't get the back end of your advance. You, after the album is finished, then you can get the advance. But so you're relying on living off that initial uh that initial advance, but also when your record comes out, you start getting appearances and you start to be able to make a little money like that. That's
Right.
all on hold for her. So instead of her calling me complaining like most people would probably do,
Hmm.
she started a little company. She got a little skincare thing. She just
Yeah.
like, it's gonna work my set. Which see, if this was 20 years ago, that would be frowned upon. It'd be like, no, we can't have you looking like. But this is a new era where it's like, get it how you live. Get your, like, people respect realness. They
Yeah.
respect authenticity. To
Right.
know this is a young girl who's working and believing in herself, and she's figuring it out, and she's not complaining. She's like, look, I'm gonna go get some paper. You know what I
That's
mean?
dope. That's super dope. Yeah, because man, I think I told you I was in Russia when everything got shut down, and man, I got a training app for kids that's coming out. That was supposed to come out in March, so I had to put that on hold and all that stuff. But I just look at it like we all in the same boat, man.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world going through the same thing. Rich,
Yeah.
poor, it don't matter. Black, white, everybody going through the same boat. So it's just how you gonna handle up. At the end
Well,
of
well, well. In
the day,
fairness, the ultra rich are doing great.
they're
You
doing
know what I
great.
mean?
They're doing great.
The ultra rich, they're making way more money. But
Yes.
the
Yes.
people who really feel this is the middle class, and I always tell people that middle class is, they're gonna feel the brunt of every issue
Hmm.
because they're in the middle. Now,
Right.
poor is poor. You just, when I grew up, I was poor, so I didn't know what was what. If the economy was good or bad, it really didn't affect me because I didn't have nothing. So we were trying to
Right.
figure it out. Middle class is in the middle because you are the 9 to 5ers. You're the people who are affected in the middle. You don't own the company. You work for the
Right.
guy who owns the company. If the company goes under, there's a guy was telling me the other day on a Zoom call I did. He was saying, "Yo, look, I work for a trucking company, and we're getting way more work, but they're not even paying us the overtime. They're really not giving us the bonuses that we deserve." He said basically they're making way more money, and they just saying we're not gonna pay you extra because what are you gonna do? You gonna quit?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Beautiful.
it's like, it's a tough place to be. It's a tough, really
Hmm.
tough place to be.
Nah, man, this is a sick time we in, man. But like I just tell everybody, man, we got our health. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people still struggling and stuff, so we just gotta stay prayed up and be ready when our time comes, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, stay prepared, man. Um, back to hoop, man. I always ask people this because you work in the industry, but you still at your core, at your heart, you still a hooper, you still a ball
Yeah.
player, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is that the two merge and cross over so much? Hoop, basketball, like hoop and rappers industry, like everybody want to be the other.
It's the same neighborhood. It's the
Yeah,
same neighborhood. We play ball in the same neighborhood while the guys was rapping at the courts, and the
yeah,
guy, making songs. And it's everything. Athletics and physical training is just a
yeah,
natural part of life. And
right,
most growing up, what do you have in every hood? You got a liquor store, you got a church, and you got a basketball court.
yep,
So you're gonna always do that, regardless of what you do outside of basketball. So when you look at, from, it's been historical. Like, look at Will Smith, you look at Montel Jordan, you look at
hmm,
Master P. Like, historically, artists, athletes merged in the way that they uh, relate to each other. It's like, it's natural. So I think that every rapper believes he could play ball. Every singer wants to play ball. Everybody who play ball, like, I want to get in the music industry. I want to make a record. It's because it was all one thing. We kind of like
right,
coincided with each other. time through. I thought I was going to the NBA up until maybe the 10th grade. And the
Uh-huh.
reason why I was playing, I grew up with Freddie Owens and Devin Harris. They
Yeah.
both went to Wisconsin, the Badgers, and Devin
Hmm.
obviously went to the league and did. But I went to so basically I would spend half of the time in New York and then half the time in Milwaukee. So when
Right.
I would leave, once summer I left and went to New York, and when I came back, Devin was 6'4". You
Yep.
know what I mean? And, Freddie was like 6'3", and then Devin ended up being like 6'6". And I remember thinking, oh no. And I used to really get these guys to work.
Yeah.
We at it. Like, and
Right.
I was known for being nice. When I
Yeah.
came back, dudes had the growing spurt, and I'm 6 foot. I'm not like super short, but I ain't no skinny 6'5". And when they grew, that moment I came back, I said, oh well, I'm not going to them. And you know what's crazy? I was crushed for about, I'm be like 2 days. I was sick, like into my
Yeah.
stomach. With the realization, like, bro, you're not going to the
Because it
NBA.
hits everybody at some point.
Yeah, like I really, it was no part of me that ever believed up until then that I was not going to the NBA. And when I saw
Yeah.
those guys back and I looked at them and I was like, bro, they really, not only were they really, really tall, they had gotten way better, like incredibly better. Like
Devin
they,
was
they,
dope.
Devin was in camps because he went to a
Mm-hmm.
school called Coastal East, which is a predominantly white school, but he
Mm-hmm.
grew up on Hampton in a neighborhood that was predominantly black, the ghetto poor neighborhood. So
Yeah.
not only was his skill level up top, but his athletically, he was just incredible. It
Devin
was
was
just
so
like,
fast, man.
yes. So,
He
you know,
later years in the NBA, man.
he did really well. Incredible role player. Could score anytime you wanted him to. Shoot the long ball. Like, he really had some real game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember funny story. I was in New York and me and my dad went to a game. He played for the Nets. So I told Devin, you're like, yo, I need some courtside tickets. He's like, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Get there, and the lady brings me 2 courtside seats, and then she says, so you want me to swipe your credit card for? And I didn't know that players don't get. So I know it was only like 1,800 for the 2 tickets, and that's a good deal for courtside. And
Heck yeah.
they were playing somebody pretty decent, I
Especially in
believe.
the city. Heck yeah.
No, it was in New Jersey.
In
It
Jersey,
wasn't.
okay.
It was years ago when it was in New Jersey, but it
Yeah.
bugged me out. I was thinking like, yeah, my man got me the tickets. She was like, so how you want me to get your card? I was like, this is free. So, I mean, players gotta
Thank
play.
God you had it. Thank God.
Exactly. Oh my God! What, God forbid I have it.
That's
I'm
so
embarrassed.
funny, man, because people think that, like, people really think like, players they get those seats.
Bro,
Nah,
too many
man,
black players, and the league is predominantly black. We be giving the tickets to everyone. It wouldn't be nobody in the
everybody,
box.
corner
It wouldn't be
boys and
nobody.
everything. Like,
Exactly.
I remember my homie AI got traded to Denver, and one of my homeboys, he played, almost made it to the NFL, all that stuff. He hit me, was like, "Yo," because we went to the Hornets. We were in Oklahoma City. So he's like, "Yo, you can do me a favor. You can give me court size, AI first game." I'm like, "Bro, corporations own them tickets. You can't even get those on Ticketmaster, bro."
Not gonna happen like that.
Yeah, I can get you to 100 level, but it don't work like that. Them tickets is 5 racks, homeboy.
I remember going to see that's when LeBron was in Miami. I went to go see they played the Bucks. So I got me and Manning actually. I got us some
Yep,
course. That's when the Bucks was trash, just garbage. So I'm
yeah,
thinking, what's 4,000 a seat?
yep, yep.
I was like,
You gotta flick it up and do all. You gotta enjoy those.
I need all my money. I needed my TV. I was like, I got to get on TV.
Facts, facts. Nah, them tickets ain't sweet, boy. Them tickets ain't sweet at all. Have you had any hoopers in the studio with you?
Yeah. Uh, Actually, Chris Bosh is one of my closest friends,
Right.
and working in the studio for a few years now, and I kind of helped him develop as a producer.
Uh
And the
huh.
fun, Chris produced a record on Gucci Mane with me called "Missing My Woe" on Gucci's
Oh, okay.
style. And he did a few records with me and Usher too. We cut like 4 or 5 on Usher with Chris.
For
We got
real?
Chris is a real legitimate producer, like for
Because
real,
it's been
really.
a couple years now with him working, right?
Yeah. I've been working with him for about maybe 3 or 4 years,
That's
maybe
crazy,
about
bro.
4 years.
That's
And
crazy.
and the way he developed, the way he started making records, and like he started just kind of basic with the production,
Hmm.
and I just gave him tools and little things and showed him. And the way he's elevated his he's really a legitimate producer right now. Like I could sit
Did
him
he have
alone
a
in a
background?
room, huh?
Did he have a background in music? Like,
He always had a tech background. Like he's very
okay,
he loved music.
yeah,
So he up on Twitter one day, and he just was like, "Yo, I want to work. I want to get in the studio." And I was like, "Yo, let's make it happen." He was serious, so he reached out and he came through, and we locked in. And we've been inseparable. Like we became really close friends, vacation and everything, and everything.
Chris is a great dude too, man. I love Chris, man. I always defend Chris. We was just having this conversation last week, because people don't understand hoop. And you know how it is living in Miami, man. Like when I first moved there, that was Brian and Chris's first year there. And
Mm-hmm.
so everybody used to kill Eric Spoelstra and they killed Chris Bosh. And I'm like, y'all don't understand hoop. Like you don't understand. Chris Bosh was a 20 and 10 walking in the gym in
Yeah,
Toronto, right?
yeah,
And you touch the basketball every single play, right? Even if you don't shoot it, you're getting the ball. So
yeah.
you're getting a feel to get in rhythm. Then he comes to Miami and it's like,
Third, he's the third option.
huh? Yeah, you're the third option, and you can't shoot the ball every time you touch it, so it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to get in rhythm. But anytime LeBron or D Wade would be out, Chris would kill
He would go
every
crazy. But by
time.
the way, look at it. He averaged 19 with the Heat. Like if you
Yes,
could
like that was
19,
light.
yeah, if you average a 19 with LeBron and D Wade on your team, that
Hmm.
says a lot about you as a scorer.
Exactly,
Says a lot
exactly.
about you, and be able to humble yourself to say, I want to go and win a championship with two guys that I really love and trust. Not on some. I mean, obviously, people say it's a build a team and it's all that, but these are guys of my friends, and we
Mhm.
really have a good chemistry. And it's not the typical trifecta. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
because essentially, Bron and Wade play the same position. Essentially, you know what I mean?
exactly.
So you kind of like you really didn't know how that was going to work. They came and really put together a squad where I would watch clips of Bosh being in LeBron's ass. Like, bro, what you
Yeah,
doing? Let's go.
yeah,
Like, get me. And you needed that. He was that spark. Even
yeah.
when he at retirement, when he had the let's go, the moment that was like that was trademark Chris Bosh. That was
Right.
what he, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
leadership that pushed and the greatest rebound, one of the greatest rebound assists in history of basketball.
Final
Then you
history.
got the block against
Yep.
Green and
And
against San Antonio. He
yep.
had some really big plays that I mean, it's teamwork that does it. But those final moments, Chris Bosh not only getting the rebound, not giving up, getting the rebound, but then seeing right away, it was one motion. Get the
Yeah.
rebound. Looking right away. Here's Ray Allen. Game.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, it's crazy, man. I don't know why I let myself get worked up, but I do. But it's just like, man, y'all don't understand hoop. Like this dude really is really like that. You know what I'm saying? And you make it seem like he fell off. To average 19 and 8, to do all that, like this dude's a Hall of Famer, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure. I hate that everything had to get cut short for him.
A Hall of Fame person too. Just like
Yeah, he is.
watch him on the court. Like, I pay attention to things. Like when we've spent a lot of time close to the bench, you know what I mean, watching those guys as fans. And I pay attention to every game. But I'm a watcher anyway. I pay attention to character all the time. It's for my job. It's what I do. But I
Yeah.
can see guys and I can see how they interact with teammates, interact with fans. Chris is just a quality guy. You know what I mean? And musically, it kind of
Yeah.
translates his ability kind of want to understand and repetition. That's athletes. A great athlete understands repetition. They're not afraid of,
Hmm.
okay, I don't get it. Because imagine I'm teaching you. I remember you taught me a very difficult move. It's a move that Carmelo does, and it's
Hmm.
like dribble up. That it looks easy when you can just
Yeah.
shoot right, and you that,
Right.
and I was like, what's wrong with me? And I got great coordination, and I remember
Yeah.
thinking, you remember that, but I remember thinking like, bro,
Yeah.
I kept traveling each time. He's
Yeah.
like, no, you gotta, and I kept bringing it down here. You said, no, you gotta stay up here, back, and you
Yeah.
gotta be. But to an athlete, they're doing that. They're at the beginning of practice, they learn this thing, and they don't get it. That they're
Hmm.
okay because they know in an hour I'm gonna have this thing like the back of my hand, and in 2 hours
Right.
I'm gonna have. the back of both hands. And in 3 hours, I'm
Right.
gonna do it. And then by tomorrow, I'm gonna do it with my eyes closed. And that's the way he does musically. It's like he kept practicing and putting it together, and it's kind of like those things go hand in hand.
That's fire. That's fire. Nah, it's been dope because I've been able to be in the gym with you, Quavo, J. Cole, you know what I mean? Some of my favorite artists. And just, obviously you guys are hoopers too, but just the translation between hoop and music, eventually everything clicks. You know what I'm saying? When it clicks, it's dope.
Yeah, I think I could get Quavo buckets though. I be seeing him. He nice. He nice with the
Yeah.
lefty.
Lefty, lefty.
I think I could get Quavo some buckets.
Yo,
One
so you
story
do.
real quick
Go ahead.
question. All right, so one day you and Manny invited me to a workout y'all were doing. I
Yep.
mean, this was incredible. Kevin Durant was there,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul, James Harden. We were at a high school in Miami downtown, right?
Yep.
James Harden. And Gerald Green walks in maybe an hour late, right?
Right. Yeah, sounds about right.
Beeson was, oh my God, he's insane. I've never
Yep.
seen a person. He's smelling like a pound of weed, like the whole place. As soon as he walked in, it's like,
That's my guy.
what? Listen, he walked in, he gave everybody the business. I'm talking about every single person.
Yep.
And is a shooter.
Yeah.
I called my man J Mac. I said, bro, best player I ever seen in person.
Yeah.
Gerald Green.
Yeah.
Bro,
What's up, man?
he was shooting from half court.
Yeah. Yeah. And put
From,
his head at the rim.
bro, and put for no reason.
Yeah.
Nobody could do nothing with him on the whole court. And
Yeah.
it was a light workout at first. When he showed up, you saw KD really get serious.
Yeah.
Harden cut. I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. I'm sitting in the
Right.
gym. I'm watching future Hall of Famers just work out. Lost my mind. I just had to share that because I just couldn't.
Nah, it's funny too because people think of Gerald Green and they just think the dunking 1st, right? And when people ask me about the greatest shooters that I've worked with, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Paul is really underrated. Morris Peterson, like I've been in the gym, Gennaro Pargo, like some guys with some real flamethrowers. But Gerald, you get Gerald in just drill work, Gerald might not miss, bro.
Bro, I never seen nothing like it.
High
And
as a kite.
the form not even that pretty. Like it's
No.
it's just accurate. And by the way, it's so nonchalant. He's like silk on the court. Like you know how some move and it's just like silk. I couldn't believe somebody was doing that to James Harden. I couldn't believe somebody was doing that to KD. And then I saw KD, they was kind of mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know who else? Another time, Beasley.
Bees
Bro,
is underrated too.
but I think if he worked hard, like I could tell he wasn't like everybody else after y'all got done playing. This no just I love these guys.
Yeah.
But after and everybody else was kind of shooting around and still he was just like it was like he's so good.
Yeah.
Kind of disadvantage because you're so good you don't feel the need to do, while everybody else is doing everything they can to have to get to your level.
Yeah.
You like so easy. So imagine if you worked like they worked, he would be Bron level. Like
no, and he's one of those guys. He should be, and it's disappointing because Gerald and Bees, like they're two of the best people you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah,
and you know what I mean. But Bees was always the man. Like people forget Bees in college was like 30-10 in college. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it. At that point in college, people didn't know like who was going to be the number 1 pick, him or D Rose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he ended up going 2, and obviously D Rose ended up being D Rose MVP and all that stuff. But Bees could have easily still been that guy if
you came straight to Miami. See, that's
he
got
that was
the time I believe in your first year is Miami, New York, LA. You know what I mean? Now, young boy from Duke. The young boy from Duke right now, what's his name? Who came out with Zion? From Duke, came out with Zion.
RJ Hampton?
Yeah, so RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, yeah, RJ Barrett.
RJ got a dad who was in the league.
Yeah.
Center. So that's
Steve Nash is his godfather.
Yeah, when you from where we from, You come straight to Miami, you know, Mike Gardner is waiting on you at the airport.
Yeah.
You know, you like, it's time to, you can't believe the act. First of all, you in some middle of America town, all this
Yeah.
whole time. Now you in Miami, you 6'8", you great looking, you got green eyes, you got, you
Yeah.
light skin, everything working in your favor. It's
Right.
difficult to be like, all right, let's go to practice now.
Nah, nah.
Practice. I gotta
I'll
go.
never forget, bro. I'll never forget. Me and Chris Paul, we played the Heat, and the night before the game, me and Chris Paul we went to the studio with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne told me, he said, "Yo, you got to talk to Bees and Mario. They be in the club way too much." I said, "What? Lil Wayne saying y'all in the club too much? Y'all are wilding. Y'all are wilding.
So Wayne, like, I
Y'all
can't
are
hang with
wilding."
these niggas.
For sure, for sure. And it was just like, they got in trouble at rookie RTP. All the rookies got to go to like a transition program before you go back to your team. And they had,
Mhm.
girls in the room smoking and all that. And then everything after that was just like a snowball effect, man.
Can I say something? Because when you said that, brought this up to me. All right. Um, Two people I love in
Mm-hmm.
sports.
Yep.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, right? Like Kobe was, everybody knows Kobe was like, I was at the Grammys crying. I couldn't even contain myself at the Grammys the day Kobe
Yeah.
passed, and I was crying. Like that's my life. That's my world. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
taught the way I think, everything about my life was Kobe.
Yeah.
I have a Kobe Bryant action at my house. Like this is
Yeah.
crazy. My son is 10. He called me and said, "Are you okay, Dad?" Like this is,
Yeah.
you know. So when Horace Grant made the comment that Jordan was a snitch because he talked about the guys, that bothered me for this reason.
Yeah.
Jordan didn't ask the question. They asked the question. They had
Yep.
already it had been the cocaine bulls. Like that was already a thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was that I had heard about. And I was born in 82. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So growing up, you heard about those early Bulls and how they would, not even just the Bulls, the Knicks, you heard about a lot of teams that was getting down. Like even if you look at Gervin, like this man
Yep.
was smoked out before the game. You could see it
Yeah.
visibly.
Right.
So when he said that, it kind of bothered me. Like, I didn't look at it like he didn't say nobody's name. He said, look,
Mm-hmm.
this was what was
The
going on.
team.
It's a part. Yeah. And the question was asked to him. That made me feel away. I don't know. I just want to share that because that just bothered me.
Nah,
I really
nah.
wasn't
I
feeling.
felt away. I felt away because it's like I think it was episode 7. I think it was episode 7 when MJ started crying at the end when he was talking
Yeah.
about his desire to win.
People not liking him and being difficult and all that stuff because he want to win. And yeah.
Exactly. And I'll never forget, I'm a huge Kobe guy too. I was blessed to be with Kobe. The week before he passed, I was with Kobe. We had a basketball camp at the old Mamba Academy for WNBA girls. It was about
Wow.
6 WNBA players, so we got to work it with Kobe. And then we had one in August with about 20 NBA guys. But huge, huge fan of both those guys because their desire to win and be different than everybody else is what sets
Different.
them apart. The Steve Jobs, anybody of success, Rico Love, like your mindset is different than everybody else. That's why you are where you
Yeah,
are.
they wouldn't be able to understand. Like they wouldn't understand you driving on the road for 18 hours with your family. You drop them off at home and go to the studio. They wouldn't
Yeah,
understand you. I miss funerals, weddings, graduations, family reunions. I pay for them all, but
yeah,
I had to, and it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a second thought. It wasn't even
yeah.
it was like, nah, I got to work that day.
Hmm.
But I miss my uncle's funeral who I was close to, who raised me. I
Yeah,
couldn't go. Work. And it's like, man, my understanding of my way my mind worked was, well, he's gone. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or
you do.
they'll be all right. Like I can't. She's graduating. She's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Because it's a level of thinking. It's like I have to win. I have to do this.
yeah,
And in order to a certain place, and the sad part about it is, in my sport, you'll never get to that place.
yeah,
Crazy part that people don't understand. See, you could win a championship, and obviously, the thrill of winning a championship is I want to win the next one. Now, you could win a Grammy in
yeah,
what we do. the thrill of it is still because after the Grammy, literally 3-4 days after the Grammys, they saying when you putting the next record up, what's going on? You like the audience won't even give you the opportunity. If
What have
the
you done
day
lately?
the win the championship, the commentators and the broadcasters are talking about next year the team falling apart and what's going to happen here and then, will he be able to perform? I don't think he has it in. It's like so
Yeah,
forever you have this thing of I'm never going to be there. I'm never going to reach it,
yeah,
and it's eye of a tiger type mentality in you. If not, you're not going to make it in this, and it's going to be very difficult. It's going to take a terrible strain on you and your relationship. Like I had a conversation the other day, and it was like, you missed this. You wasn't here for this. You wasn't here for this. You wasn't here for this. And I was listening. And I was like, the whole time I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking I was working. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like all
yeah,
that time, and that's just the way we operate. It's like I gotta get it. I gotta get it, and you really do. I'm gonna tell you, you really do, because in this
mm,
world, bro, Kobe realized it later with his family and everything. You get it, but in this world, really, it's just you. It's
yeah.
really just, and if
Facts.
you don't have that mindset, because a lot of people who don't have that mindset, they get hit a lot harder when it happens. We all get hit when we realize we come to the place in life when we realize everybody will help you get it,
Hmm.
right? When you got it, everybody help you when you got it.
Right.
But when you God forbid, when you don't have nothing, you realize, oh my God, it's really just me.
They out of
Every reason, every argument they ever had with you, it matters now. Every
yeah,
disagreement matters now. Everything you did
yeah,
wrong, it matters now because you can't do this. And you so in the bottom, what you have to realize is I really only have me.
yeah.
So this work ethic gotta be there. It has
Right,
to be there
right.
because I know when the shit hit the fan, it's just you. So it might
Yeah.
as well just be with a whole bunch of success and a whole bunch. You know what I mean? It's just
Facts.
going anyway. You know what I mean? That's just the
Yeah.
nature. You got to
And
understand. It's a tough reality. You know, it's a tough reality.
it's a tough reality. So I've been in, I live in LA, so I've been in Houston for 9 weeks now, working guys out. So my
Mhm.
pops came down with me for the first 5 weeks. He got back, and then my mom was like, "Man, I'm coming down there." So my mom pulled up for the last week, and so one of my friends, like my mom left, and somebody was like, "Man, you miss your mom?" I was like, "I mean, I love my mom, you know what I mean? But I've been so detached, like I
Yeah,
haven't lived at home."
yeah.
So it's like I don't be thinking like, oh man, I need to be. I don't think like that. I
Same
think
here.
I gotta work. I gotta work because somebody else is trying to get it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I gotta get it.
I think the advantage I had in life, I grew, like I said, my mother lived in Milwaukee, my dad lived in New York. So I grew up kind of going back and forth, back and forth. So there were friends that I made in New York that I would leave and there was no Facebook and I grew up in the 90s. It was no Facebook and all. So I would come back if
No
they
fun
moved, I never see them again until maybe
ever.
you know what I mean? You see them on Facebook or something like that. So the attachment was never an issue for me. Like just being able to, like literally, I could just somebody could say something crazy, and I'd be like, I'm never talking to this person again, and it don't
God forbid.
happen. Is
Exactly.
I'm sorry because I got in the habit of detaching myself or losing friends or not being around this person or not doing this.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, I'm still affected by the rhetoric that goes with that
Right.
detachment. If it's, you still, I'm not trying to say you're not affected by if somebody says bad things about you, but as far as
Yeah.
the idea of separation, you know, it's just obviously I can count on one hand how many people can really separate from me and it can affect me. But for the
Yeah.
most part, you like, yo, my man, I took care of y'all, I fed y'all, I did
Right.
get out of here. You know what I mean? So that part of it is that laser focus of what no piece is here that I can't move around if I need to. I value
Hmm.
all of the, I want to be very clear about that. I don't it's like this Mamba mentality that I adopted as a kid,
Hmm.
but it sounds kind of like corny to say it, but it's really the way I live my life.
Yeah.
Real thing. People don't understand that Mamba mentality is a real thing. But
Yeah.
everything around me I had to look at it as if this thing is removed, will I still be able to function? And everything from management to producers to record company. If this thing is not here to artists, if
Hmm.
this thing is here, how will I be able to operate? And that's even why I created the Rico Love Presents that album, is
Yeah.
because if one artist says to me, I don't appreciate what you're doing and I'm sick of it and I got attitude and you got to do what I say now. It's like, imagine if you're in the fourth quarter and shit is really about to go and you about to press the button and the artist say, well, I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
screwed. You
Yeah.
That feeling is super uncomfortable for guys like you and me who are
Mm,
used to whatever happens, I got to still be able to maneuver. And I think that's why I created the Rico Love Presents, because it's like one person cannot stop this thing. One
yeah.
person can decide whether or not we live or die. This person can be removed, and we can replace it with this person. This person we can shuffle it around. It's difficult to find talent. Don't want to get it twisted. We're
Right.
not saying, I'm not saying at all. It's not like when Michael Jordan had Pippen. It's not like he could just easily find another Pippen. No, that's
Right.
not what I'm saying. Is he had to find a way though.
Yeah.
So if Pippen couldn't be there, then he had to say, okay, Rodman, what you gonna do, bro? Because
Yeah.
okay, now BJ, okay, now Longley, what y'all gonna do? Because we got to do something because we don't got
Yeah.
him for the
Because we
first part.
still gotta win.
That mindset, that mentality. Kobe practiced the left hand shot for 3.5 months, and they're like, "Why are you only shooting with the left hand? Break his right hand." Now they're like, he's still playing with the left, shooting
Yep.
left 3-pointers. Why? Because there's some in you that says there is no excuse, there is no die, there is no quit, there is no it's too tough, there is no whatever it is. I got to make it happen. And I'm gonna tell everybody here listening: if you have anybody near you who can fight like that, you better value them. Because I don't
Yeah.
care how much money somebody got. I don't care how many cars or houses they got. I don't care how better looking the guy across the street look. I don't care how much more the girl over there got the bigger butt. If you got a shorty with you who is a never say die, never say quit. If you got a
Yeah.
guy with who is never say die, never say quit mentality, by all means, by any means necessary, that's different than somebody who just got something. Because when it goes away, will they be able to rebuild? And I've been able to. I'm telling you, time and time again, I've been able to rebuild and regrow and structure with a smile on my face. And you know what I mean? Went from 100
Yeah.
cars to no cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then back in it. You
Yeah.
know, then back jump whips because we know how to move around. And it's something in us
Right.
that's why sports and entertainment, sports and music go together, because it's a mindset that you have to have, and you got to fight. If everybody else on your team is bullshit in this game, you got to score 81 points. If you have to
Gotta
score
do it.
81 points to win the game in a regular season against Toronto, if it's that important to you, you feel like
Ain't
we're not
nobody
gonna lose today.
ain't nobody trying to hear that all the team was on whatever. You know what I mean? And that's why the situation LeBron in now. Ain't nobody trying to hear that this person was hurt or this person didn't whatever. Like, what did you do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. That's where Larry Bird was, Magic Johnson was. You know what I mean? What did you do? You got to do more. It's like the Kobe commercial with Kanye. More.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
what it is.
What the fuck do you mean, Kobe Bryant?
More. More. But it was funny at the time, but that's what it is, dog.
Yes. Yes,
More.
man.
Yeah.
But I've done it all. More.
More. What have you done for me lately, man?
Exactly.
That's what we live at, man.
World, bro. It's a
Yeah.
cold world.
Yeah. If I going back to hoop, if you had one player right now, you a GM, who you start your franchise with for the next 10 years?
Next 10 years, one player for the next 10 years.
Yep.
Ja Morant
For the next 10?
for the next 10. Let me tell you
Yeah.
why. Let me tell you why. All right. Zion, big, strong, fast, score at will. Better
Yeah.
than I even expected when he came back from the injury. Ridiculous. Even when
Okay.
he was shooting a side shot, incredible. But Ja Morant is a rookie
Yeah.
who, on his first game in the NBA ever, was saying to vets, "You niggas can't hold me."
Yeah.
Like a rookie.
And it's different at that guard position.
It's different at the guard position in the league. The guard position now is what the center position was in the 70s and
Facts.
80s. So,
Guard
so
position
you
is
mean
crazy.
Ja Morant is on the court, first game ever in the NBA. This ain't preseason. This is against
Yeah.
the vets when they playing. And he like, none of you niggas can't hold me. And
Yeah.
putting up 30 for real.
Yeah.
Like, not like talking and then later he got shut down. No,
Right.
he has not
Yeah.
been shut down. I want that
Right.
guy on my team because
Yeah.
that level of confidence, I need that. I need that energy. So I would start with Ja Morant and I would say I would build around him. I would build
Yeah.
around, but it I would have John Morant playing my two, but I would have
More of a score, Allen
I would have
Iverson type.
I would have Lonzo Ball in my one.
Man, he's so underrated, man. He's so underrated.
And guess what? I think the Lakers trading him was the best thing ever happened.
1,000% got out of LA.
Because he showed the dog in him. And then
Yeah.
what happened was, I don't think that his heart came out. And when he was too close to his pops, in my opinion, he didn't show the heart. Now he feel like, hold on, y'all trying me. One thing that people have to understand about the NBA is these guys have been worshipped since they were probably 8 or 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially American.
Exactly. So you've basically been the man, not just walking down the street in LA, people were like, yo, that's Lonzo. That's Lonzo.
Yeah.
Since forever. So when you get to the league and it's like, okay, the hype is there because of your dad talking all this shit, but after you don't really do what you thought you were gonna do, people were like, you're washed.
Yeah.
Get traded, like you get traded. Because my choice, I would have got rid of Kuz, I would have kept Ball, and I would have kept Ingram. But we couldn't do that. I know that wasn't an option, right?
Yeah,
I get it. But Ball now is like a facilitator, a scorer. He knows exactly how to time it. He wouldn't mind Ja being the number one option. He wouldn't mind being the 3 option. He could still probably give me 22 to 25 a game as the number 3 option, especially in a league where the games are 115, like the scores are 115, 109 every game anyway. He could give me that 23. He could pass the ball. And then my perfect young team, I take Ingram, I take Zion, and I take what's the big white boy over in Utah?
In Utah?
The big slow. Is it the Jazz? The Zurich Novik?
Oh, you're talking about Jokic from Denver.
Denver, yeah, Denver.
Yeah.
I take his.
I love Jokic too, man. He just one of them dudes. He need to get with Manning for about summer.
If he bulked up, oh my God.
Oh man,
the worst
got no muscle tone in his body.
The worst thing could ever happen for a guy like him is Dirk Nowitzki, because you look and he was like, Dirk was dominating his whole career. He was slow and couldn't jump and unathletic. So it's kind of like, what I got to do. And if it's so easy for him on the court, he doing whatever, having his way without even trying. It's gonna be hard for him to get him in the gym. It's like AI. When AI was like in the gym for what?
Right.
But I don't think AI.
Just waking up.
I don't see him being much different in the league anyway.
Nah. And his diet, all that. He not messing around with them. Did you get to hit any games before the season shut down?
Yep. Bosh had took me to see. I went to like 4 or 5 games. I've been to like 5 Heat games, and then Bosh had, for my birthday, got me courtside to the Lakers and the Heat. I saw Bron close. I mean, I seen him up close before, but in that Lakers uniform, because I'm a Lakers fan. But to see that, oh, that was magic. That was magic.
All right. So right now, I'm gonna ask you, no comparisons. We ain't got to talk about multiple players or nothing. Who's your GOAT?
Kobe Bryant.
And why?
Kobe Bryant is my GOAT because what Michael Jordan had naturally, even though Michael worked his ass off, Michael was already there. Michael had hands this big. Michael had just the fear of everybody who came. The era that he dominated in, he had put in 6-7 years before. And the guys that were starting with him, they kind of were falling to the waistline. And he was kind of coming into a new league with some younger, fresher legs. He dominated in that way, but his confidence had to already be up there because he spent time playing for a team where he was the only guy from his time at that team. So the confidence level that Michael had was already there. For me, Kobe Bryant, the greatest ever, because his mentality, the way that he worked, the way that he would never like his fearlessness. He was a ferocious player. And what people saying is, when you take an allegation like the one he had against him, when you have Shaq leaving and winning the chip and saying, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. When you have the Wade coming and them saying this is the new coming and the second coming of, you know what I mean? And you like, when you're able to do that, go through all of that, and then win 2 championships. Pau Gasol, you You make Pau Gasol better. You make Ron
Yep.
Artest calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You Ariza, like you put
Trevor. Yeah.
in his
Trevor's hoop.
player. You know, you got Derek Fisher looking the best he's ever looked ever.
Yeah.
Any team, any time, any place. Derek Fisher looked better with just him and Kobe than he did when Shaq was there. You know what I mean?
Back. Yeah.
He was just hands down the testament of hard work and the
Hmm.
definition of champions, in my opinion, against all odds. Against all
Yeah.
odds.
Yeah. It's wild because, like, going back to what we was talking about earlier, like Kobe. One thing that's crazy because we talked about two things actually, like Bees and those guys going to the Heat, like being in Miami, LA, New York, and then you go to LA, right? It wasn't 18 years old and you went to the Clippers is still crazy because you in LA. But you're 18 years old and you play for the Lakers.
So,
And for him to immediately say, nah, I ain't going to the club. Are y'all going to the strip club? Cool, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And remember, Shaq and them used to get mad because he wouldn't come hang out with them. But his mentality was, I'm trying to be on something different. You know what I mean? Y'all can have all that. You know what I mean? There's a time and place for it.
he took advantage. He said something very honest. He said, you know, I didn't have all of the financial woes that most people grew up having and talking about. So the things that people had to deal with, he said, I felt bad that they had to deal with it, but I then also saw, oh, that's an advantage I have. You got to go to work. You got to get a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to basketball. So the
Right.
competition around now, he always knew, oh, my parents got a little paper. So you got to go do this as a kid. I'm just playing basketball. And he understood, like, I can get the advantage on you if you wake up at 6. And by the time 6, I already finished my first workout. If you wake up at 10 a.m., I already got 3 workouts in before you woke up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different. So, and I'm going to do 2 full practices with the team, a practice and a run through with the team, and every day of my life. That type of dedication to, man, it's second to none. It's second to none.
Yeah.
You know, and before I would always say Michael Jordan and then Kobe, but I think right before Kobe passed, I kind of just made it. I just made it in my mind like Kobe's it. Kobe's it for me.
Yeah.
I remember I met Kobe at I had performed at the Nokia Center in LA, and I came off the stage. My bodyguard, Big Will, he was like, yo, Kobe Bryant just saw you. Kobe Bryant was in the crowd when he was performing. I said, oh, you lying. He said, no, he downstairs. He downstairs. I didn't even take a shower. I said, Kobe down. Yeah. I ran downstairs. I bust through the door. It was in Monica's dressing room. I came through the door. Yo, Kobe. That's what I said to him. Bro, I love you.
Yeah.
And you know, his wife, Vanessa, she was like, aw. She kept saying that. Aw. I was like, no, bro, I love you.
Nah, for real.
We talked for about an hour, mostly me talking, running my mouth. But we talked for about an hour. And he was right there with me. He was there. He was like the whole time. And I was just like, and for him to transition and for me to be able to say, at least I had that moment where it was just me and Kobe. Like literally, it was everybody in the room, but the conversation we had was so intense, and he saw my passion that he drowned everything out, and he and I spoke. It got to a point in the conversation where at first everybody was listening to us talk, just the whole room was watching us talk, and then everybody kind of just went off to their own thing. It was just me and Kobe.
Yeah.
And bro, I don't ask for a picture. No, I said, can I please get it? He said, oh, of course, man. Took a picture with me, and I'm cheesing in the picture, like like, you know, Kobe is different. Like people even get upset. Like, how do you express all this love for Kobe? A lot of people like, don't understand. They can't see it. Like, why you show? You'll never understand what this man has done for me. Like, you don't know. Don't know. It's different. It's different, man. Like when people cry when they meet Michael Jackson, Beyonce, and Mary J. Blige. Like that's real. Like you can never. There are times in your life where you didn't feel like anybody understood you except this person, this imaginary figure that you feel like you'll never be able to see or meet or touch, and you get to actually meet this person.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's different. That's different.
Yeah. Nah,
I was sick. Yeah. When I was sick, I'm talking about 2 days of just really silence and that, that feeling in your stomach, like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, that's how I felt when I found out. I knew I wasn't going to the NBA. So
yeah.
to meet, like, the closest thing to, man, go ahead.
Nah, my first time, man, when I met AI, didn't even meet him. So I was a video coordinator for the Celtics my first year. And
Mhm.
so our locker rooms were side by side. And so our team, like, we would have to come out and basically be here, right? So they put a wall, like a little sheet right there. So our team would have to go that way and their team would go that way. But I walked out the video room and I remember the first time seeing AI and Kobe when they was about to go out into the court. And it's like, man, I'm from Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have no NBA team yet. And like, yo, there's Allen Iverson, bro. And I used to have braids, like, and all that in junior college. My stupid coach, man, God bless his soul, man, he made me cut them off and all that. But like, that's AI. These are icons, man.
Different. I
And
met AI in Memphis. It was Monica threw a surprise party for Shannon Brown for his birthday.
SB.
And she bought him the T-Rex, had it outside waiting to slingshot the joint. And AI come in drunk as fuck, just partying, and he sit
Yeah,
down like, oh shit, AI right here. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I was trying to talk to AI too. He wasn't trying to hear that shit.
right.
I was
Nah,
like, yeah,
AI
yeah.
be lit.
All that motivational shit, nigga. Where the drinks
Right.
at?
AI be way too lit, man. Yeah, there's a difference. And that's like, man, imagine like if AI was locked in like that. Imagine if Shaq was locked in like that, they whole career, doing all the
I
right things.
Shaq got offended when Kobe said that shit. Like, imagine if he was in the weight room. Like, bro, Shaq, we watch you as fans, watch your weight fluctuate, and watch you kind of like be. Some seasons he'll be a little softer, and some
Yeah.
seasons Superman. But then other seasons you could see that he wasn't. Off season you could see who took it serious, and off season, he's
Remember
a
when
he's
they
a,
did
he's
the face
the
to
most dominant.
face?
He's to me the most dominant scoring force in the history of the NBA.
Facts.
Which
Couldn't do nothing
which
with it.
which Shaq couldn't do nothing with it. Most dominant. Like, you just can't do nothing with that. But
Yep.
come on, bro. Kobe was, he was there. He know who was working.
Yeah. You remember when they did the face to face, when they did the little chair, they
Yeah,
sitting face to face? He
yeah.
told Kobe, he said, yo, I came in out of shape every year because I knew you would carry us. I would play my way into shape, and then we go win the championship.
That's
And Kobe's
crazy.
like, all right, cool, now you admit it.
At least you
You
admit it.
know,
But then later try to act like when Kobe did the interview, you gonna post
then
the
he got
meme
in his feelings.
with a bunch of guys on your back and say, "Yeah, too bad I didn't work hard. Too bad." Stop
Yeah,
it, bro.
yeah. I'm like, come on, bro, you're a walking contradiction.
Come on, man. Stop.
Because if you would have just stayed in shape, and I know it's harder, easier said than done, but if you would have stayed in shape, ate the right stuff, and we would have had a dominant Shaq for a couple more years,
Not
man, them
easier
dudes
said.
would have had 7 championships or something
Herb,
crazy.
I gotta correct you. It's not easier said than done. It's easier
Yeah,
said than working a regular person. When you got
yeah,
the
yeah,
Shaq,
yeah.
you literally could pay somebody to make sure that you eat clean every day.
Facts.
Enjoy what you eat.
Facts.
So don't.
Facts.
It's not like you can. It's not like you saying, "Well, I still want to eat this." You have enough money to where somebody can say, "Here, you're gonna eat this all day long. I'm making sure you eat the right thing. I'm gonna make sure
Yeah,
all day long." Bro, how is it that Will Smith doing movies and got a trailer outside that's got a gym in it, and in between takes,
heart.
he's out.
Yeah,
Kevin Hart working out in between takes on a, like, you gotta understand, it's not easier said than done. If you
yeah,
really, it's got this in you. Now you understand the most dominant force. You're ridiculous. First of all, 7'2", 7'1", whatever.
yeah.
You move like a guard
Hard.
naturally. You sat under
Orlando.
Hakeem. You sat under Hakeem Olajuwon, and you got every Hakeem move down pat. People forget that. They think the Shaq
Yeah,
was just drop step. Boom. Shaq put the
not early.
move on you. Shaq was fast. So you
Shaq
had
used to
all this.
push the break.
Come on, bro. Fast break.
Yeah. Had
Come,
handle.
come on. You got
Yeah,
all this ability. You're not gonna tell me that it's easier said than done. No, not for
yeah,
him. It's
yeah,
easier for him. That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Had Orlando
By the way,
version.
Hall of Famer, so there's nothing. We still got to give him that. But just imagine, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine. Penny
Because I was watching. Well, on the Last Dance, they were showing Shaq and Penny against the Bulls. So imagine if we would have had that Shaq longer with Kobe.
Oh my God! Imagine if Shaq would have stayed with Penny. Imagine that.
People don't realize how dope Penny was.
Bro, Penny wouldn't have got hurt if he would have had
Nah.
Shaq there. Imagine that. And then that injury nagged him. And in my opinion, I was having this conversation. Somebody was telling me that Penny might not even make Hall of Fame. I said, Penny better make Hall of Fame because,
come on, man.
Bro, the way he affected the game, you have to understand, some players just affected the game differently. Their stamp on the game. It would be ridiculous if Penny Hardaway was not.
It's like Tracy McGrady
is a Hall of Famer. Penny Hardaway definitely need to be a Hall of Fame.
Like Tracy McGrady, his stamp and what he did, you know what I mean? Like T-Mac never got out the first round. You know what I mean?
Famer, I don't care if he got a ring over there in Portland or whatever. If Bill Ward is Penny Hardaway better be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, nah, 1,000%.
Much disrespect to Bill.
Bill was nice.
Much disrespect. Bill was
nice.
Born old.
Right. Facts. But nah, man, I appreciate you jumping on here with your boy, man. We always have good hoop talk, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's a whole
now,
lot
I'm gonna
of fun.
be down in Miami soon, man. We have to go get some go down to prom or something like that, man. I gotta eat good. Hopefully this thing will end up, done soon and we can get back to, semi-regular life at some point, man.
I want to say just to
yeah.
what I appreciate the most is Chris Bush, my man. He knows how I am. So anytime anything happens in sports, I call and I ask a million questions, and I do the same with you. And you always take time. One time you were in Australia, and I called you, and I was like, "Yo, bro, blah blah blah." I don't want to say what I asked, but I was like, I had issue, I had a beef. You know what I mean? And I was really upset with this one player.
Yeah.
Like why? Like look what happened. And you broke down to me. Like, no, this is not. He's really doing what's right. This other guy's doing the wrong thing. And let me show you this. And I remember after that, I called detail my brother. I said, yo, Irv just told me such. And we started watching the games after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So when I'm I'm super passionate about everything. So with basketball, I'm like obsessed. So when I have those questions and I call, it's like when I call Mark Pitts and ask him about Biggie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I call, I just want to hear the real from the guys who really
yeah.
And he's be like, yo, I'll call you right back. And you literally call me right back and we'll have a 2-hour discussion.
Right.
It'll veer off into all these type of things. But, man, that just means a lot to me, bro. Like, for real. Like, to know I got people in position who know things and who care enough to take time to share. That means a lot to me, and I'm forever grateful for this relationship and this friendship I have with you, bro.
You already know, man. You're my brother for life, man. I appreciate you.
No doubt, man. It's love.
I'll be down there soon, man. We'll definitely link up, dog. Hope the family's all doing well, man, and we'll talk soon, my guy.
Perfect, man. Thank you for having me on. See you soon.
You already know. Be safe.
All right.
Bet.